All right, hello everybody. This is Tim Fielder again. Feeling quite excited about screwing up with this show on an even broader, more massive scale. I've been going pretty late at night because I've been working during the day on my stuff, but we're going to make some changes, I think. And you know what? Let me just check one thing. Let me check my levels. I'm still trying to figure out the chat situation, how that works, but I have my audio turned up as loud as I can get it, and if I have to scream so you guys can hear me, that'll be okay. But please let me know if by chance, if you could hear everything, great. If not, then we will figure it out, and we will rock. Hello, Dedrin. How you doing? I see your post there. Thank you for joining in tonight. I appreciate it. Um, and one of the things I do is I have literally in front of me one, two, three, four monitors. So it's quite incredible how busy this is. And I would also think that I'm probably soaking up a lot of radiation tonight. But hey, it's all good. Radon is good for the skin. It's good for the skin. It opens up the pores. Now, blood might be coming out of the pores, but it does open it up. Now, you might be looking at me a little bit differently tonight because I have on reading glasses because I've been trying to be macho the last few days, and frankly, I'm blind. I'm blind. I can't see as well as I used to. And it's okay. I'm just getting older, and it's okay. And I haven't checked my blood pressure tonight, which I'm sure my wife's going to get on me about, but it's all good. We are live, I think, on DIESELFUNK, the main DIESELFUNK YouTube site. We're live on DIESELFUNK Dispatch site. We're live on Diesel Funk. We have a link for the Diesel Funk Facebook. We have a link to Diesel Funk Facebook on the Tim Fielder site, which are most of my followers. We're also, I'm sure, catastrophically live tonight on Instagram. So it's a lot. So if you guys see me looking around and stuff, it's because I'm literally looking around trying to find out what that Diesel Funk, baby, Stacey Robinson. Let me hit that like there. Actually, I only send Stacey Robinson Black Star love hearts. Only hearts for Stacey Robinson. Okay. Also, a lot of good news going on now. I've finalized my travel arrangements for San Diego Comic-Con. I'll be heading out on Thursday because I can't. I just got some too many obligations. I would have loved to have gone in on Wednesday, but I'll be going in on Thursday, traveling in, staying with my brother out there in LA, and commuting in. It turns out if you ain't got it like that, you don't have to fly to San Diego. You can actually stay in LA where it might be cheaper, or you got a couch, and you just take the Amtrak in to San Diego. It's a very useful thing. I've done it multiple times. Hey, what can I say? I'm looking forward to the Afrofuturism panel put together by Brother Nasib Gifted. Lorana Richmond will be there. A few others. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I might be participating in Patrick Reed's programming, but we'll see. That I might not know what's going on there until like 30 seconds before it starts, but that's okay. I love Patrick. He's been doing the hip hop panels at San Diego for many, many years. And also, what else is going on? Graphic history of hip hop. This guy here. Let me do this without tearing up my display. And by the way, what do you guys think of my studio here? Is the studio pretty good? I worked very hard on. I got the flashing lights. I was getting that from T-Pain. Right. I'm not gonna use as much profanity as T-Pain though. I'm gonna try to keep it clean because you got little kiddies watching here. But anyway, the graphic history of hip hop was nominated for a Dwayne McDuffie Award, and who was really pretty much had a heavy influence on Walter Grayson, my writing partner in the graphic history company, along with our partner Christina Hansbrook Lamatina. And I think he was really moved by the nomination because if we get anything more than a nomination, again, as I said, I'll keep repeating this over the time till I leave for San Diego. That's just icing on the cake. But to even be acknowledged by such an institution is really just very humbling, and grateful to be there to do my thing. Final thing, and when we're gonna I'm not gonna try to keep it late because I've been going on late tonight, and I'll make a few announcements in terms of what's going to happen with this show I'm putting on as I go on. But at any rate, I think we are maybe live on Instagram. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. Let's check up the Instagram there. I don't know. I have no idea if we're go. It says go live, but I don't know what's going on there. That's a little bit weird. If we're not live, I'm not going to worry about it. We certainly set it up to try to go live, but it was a lot going on. A lot going on when I tried to do it. Let's see. Let's click here one more time. We're going to hit live video and call that Diesel Funk Dispatch. Maybe it'll go live. I don't know. We'll see. Well, it is streaming through my streaming software, and we're going to go here, public, and we're going to hit next, and we're going to hit go live, and I do not know what's going on. And of course, it could be something that I'm trying to do it through my desktop. It might be something that can only be done through my thingy, through my phone. I don't know. It's weird how Instagram works. But anyway, we're not going to worry about that for now. So let's get to some drawing. I've been working on Black Prince, the book I'm doing with Stephen Perry of University of Georgia, graphic novel. Also started the other day on started the other day on what was it on I started the other day on my book, my 8-page story for Jackson Comics on Medgar Evers and the effect that Medgar Evers had on my dad. I'm hoping to get a little bit of that done, but I've been those are jobs I'm working on every day. But I think what's been happening with that is, those are very deep jobs trying to do that. And today I want to have a little fun. And I'm also debuting a new camera angle tonight. So let's go here. Let's go we're going to grab our pen here, my attachment to the Wacom fell down under my desk, and I'm afraid to move because what you guys are seeing here is manufactured, and it might fall apart at any moment here. All right, so let's go here, and we're going to go to Clip Studio Paint. And we're going to start a new project today, just warming up a little bit. It's one of the things that pays to warm up a little bit, pays to do that thing. And, I've been drawing these comic book stories lately. I'm very grateful to be able to do what I do. I pretty much work every day on graphic novels and everything. So I'm blessed to be doing what I'm doing. So if I hope you guys don't think I'm ungrateful for the work I'm doing. Also, right now, I know you guys can't see my interface. So when I'm working here in Clip Studio Paint, it's not visible. I'm still trying to figure that out, but I'll work that out, that tech thing here. But one of the things I'm going to do here today is I'm going to play around a little bit, and we're going to go with our brush here. And I'm just going to just start experimenting today, and just try to do something a little bit different today just to warm up, because, this work sometimes can get very heavy psychologically. So I need to just do something a little bit different. I don't know if it's going to work, but that's what I'm going to do. All right, we're going to go here, that there. Now, let me zoom in here. Yep, and today I'm going to go here to our close-up screen. There we go. We have a new angle. It looks like it's working. Looks like it's working. Let me check the comments board here to see if anybody is commenting. Let's see. We have, okay, no one's commenting yet. We got Diesel Funk. Okay, we got Stacy Brother Robinson. Black Brother Black Star, which is great and awesome sauceum. And in here we have, let's see, that's, okay, that's that. We need to get Diesel Funk. And, we will work it out. As a matter of fact, I'll go here to Diesel Funk. There we go. And, the thing is, sometimes I wonder if I'm working, if it's kind of weird as I'm working, and okay, so looks like it's all going through the same thing, so we good there. That's good. Oh, and I see Melanie Maria Goudreau hyphen Fielder. Who in the world is that chick? I think I know her. I think I know her quite well. So, but that's good. That's good. Anyway, let's get back to the drawing here, guys. All right, we're working here, and today I'm going to draw something, that is inspired by my wild woman wife. Her back was hurting a little bit, so I'm going to draw something that hopefully will make her feel better today, and maybe not feel like the weight of the world is coming down on here. I married one of those interesting chicks, and I use the term chick because I married a theater chick, right? And there have been times where she has had half her head shaved. I did other times where she has, let's see, let's zoom this down a little bit. There we go, so you guys can see there. As a matter of fact, let's zoom in here. Whoops. Oh, my God. All right, we first had our first mishap. That camera dropped down. Doggone it. We're almost there. Almost there. Let's go here. There we go. All right, we're back at, hey, what do you want? All right, so now we're going to go here. Okay. We're going to go back to our Clip Studio interface. There we go. Zoom in a little bit. There we go. I like that. All right, and go here. And now I'm just going to start tweaking a little bit. And sometimes, like I said, you got to have a break. At least it's helpful for me to have a break. And, it's interesting. There are people who use clips. So see that break? That's a dead scan line, they call it. And in my Cintiq 32, which I love this 32. This 32 is awesome. I can see what I'm doing. It allows me to do broad expressive strokes. And I can do here. Okay, there we go. There we go. And I'll put it kind of, half the head kind of crop low, and then the long, weird kind of black, strandy hair. There we go. There we go. All right. So a little thing while I'm doing this is a warm-up drawing, guys. I'm under no illusion that this will be just something that just a drawing just to have a little fun. Actually, I'm going to do this here. I'm going to erase a little here because I want to at least show a little eye work happening. There we go. Yep. But any rate, so this week I finally had my good friend Mark convince me not to over broadcast this week, because primarily what I'm doing this week is working out the kinks. Now I'm Tim. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm always going to be making mistakes. There's no such thing as a perfect show from me. However, one of the things I will do is starting next week, God willing. I will be broadcasting. Still trying to determine how many days I'll be broadcasting. Right? I might be doing it 5 days a week. I might be doing it 4 days a week. I might be doing it 3 days a week because I have to do the work anyway. I have to do the drawings anyway. I have to draw. I have a certain amount of work I have to do every week because that's how I make my living. It's literally how I make my living. And uh, this is a kind of experiment to see if it's possible to build community, build audience, uh, entertain people, whatever you want to call it, towards the process of showing people what I do. And I've been pondering. You guys may have seen the DIESELFUNK Dispatch before in the past, where I've drawn portraits, and I love doing that stuff. But the fact of the matter is doing that content. You might ask, well, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Didn't I already start on it? Why am I relaunching this project? And I'm relaunching this project because uh, I feel like it's necessary that I show my work because we are, in my opinion, getting into an environment where, um, um, how should I say, we're getting into an environment where uh, everyone, with the encroachment and the arrival of AI, which isn't going away, everyone um, who is in a knowledge job are going to be kind of affected by AI because you have tools out there that can effectively do most of the knowledge work. So you really only need people on the staff to overlook. So you're getting a lot of people who are in certain industries, have already been laid off and stuff, and that's going to increase. So what your job is, if you are a creator, in my opinion, is to your job. Let's see. I love you too. Hey, she does love me. Ah, man, thank God. Because what if she didn't? Good God, I would be in so much trouble. Let me write this in here. I'm gonna write it. Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh. Okay, I don't know what that is. Let's see. I don't know what happened there. We're gonna mute this here. Let's see here. I was writing her back, and it got kind of weird there for a second because I was getting some other stuff there. There we go. We're gonna send her a message. Oh no. I don't want to do that. I want to make it public. There we go. And I'll say love you too, woman. Okay, boom. All right. So we're good there. Let's get back to work here because we can't be, goofing around too much here. All right, now, so we're back to our drawing here. Let me go to our close-up here. There we go. All right, we should be back in there. All right, good. Are you guys cool with this look? Does this help? Like again, hey, look, I'm not gonna sit here and try. Y'all know I'm not the greatest artist in the world. I'm not the best illustrator in the world. My characters, they're all right, but I don't draw the sexiest characters. I draw characters that are very brutal. I'm trying my best to do better with that, because I think there is something to be said for dudes and dudettes who do sexy characters. I'm not great at doing sexy characters, but I'm trying to work on it. All right. Okay. So we go here. All right. Now let's warm up. Hey, I like that. Let's see. Got the big head there. Now let's see here. We got this. Now we're gonna put that neck in there. Give her a kind of a turtleneck. Ah, yes, I like that. Yeah. See, that's hot. That's hot, baby. But yeah, let me know if you guys are cool with the angles. Also, for folks who are watching this, I need feedback. Uh, Good or bad feedback, I need feedback. Is this working for you? Do you like it? Is it a thing for you? Let me know. Any uh, feedback will greatly help. It'll allow me to to do better as I work. Oh wow, I'm just looking here. Gym and food. Okay, there we go. Superman. How many people are looking forward to Superman today? That should be fun, right? Any rate, so we're gonna go back here. Let's get back to work. Getting distracted. Can't be distracted. Focus, man. Focus, baby. Focus. And go here. I'm just checking the thing here. Instagram still does not appear to be live, so I'm not gonna worry about Instagram for now. We'll work that out later. Like I said, there's so much to do. All right, so we got this here. I'm gonna, yeah, let's make that right there. Now I'm gonna just put a little shadow here. There we go. There have been times where I felt like I needed to do comics more like this, instead of, everything being super rendered, because it's like the big broad strokes. And, I've done so much painting and drawing of characters over the last several years that it's forced me to kind of revisit, because a lot of people don't know, a lot of people do know, but a lot of people don't know. I was out of comics for a very long time. I was in animation, game design, and raising my kids, who I all love very much. And so I was out of it for a second, for many years. I always kept working, obviously, because I was working on my art and making a living as an animator and as an artist. I was doing concept design, teaching character and concept design. All right, I kind of like that there. And what we're going to do now is we're going to give her a jacket, but we're going to give her a puffy jacket. I was watching a little Andor recently, so maybe a puffy jacket might work. There we go. So I'm going to give her a latch there. There we go. So it's kind of a punk rocky thing. Will be nice. All right. And I'll put one on the back there. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Bam. There we go. All righty. Now, one of the reasons why, I was talking about drawing sexy characters is because years ago, because my characters, like I say, particularly the women, are very unsexy. I draw them without, I don't have the huge TNA stuff happening. It's because I had experienced it many years ago. Just to explain myself, not that it matters to anybody, but since I'm sitting here drawing, one of the things that happened years ago is I worked in the video game industry and I taught video game design for a while. And the thing that would happen was many of the students I taught, when I would ask them to design characters, they would design characters that would be, how should I say, they would be all kinds of, ridiculous boob armor. Okay, let's mute that. Boob armor. They would have uh, uh, thigh boots, midriffs exposed, breast exposed, and I thought that was utterly ridiculous. Right? You see it all the time, and you have some of the greatest artists in the world who are guilty of drawing boob armor, and I could never understand it. So I went out of my way, which maybe kind of got me in trouble, but I went out of my way to train my concept designers that I taught. I was looking at Brad Frederick, who was one of my guys, who was actually, hello, Brad. I know you're probably not around, but it was good to see you the other day. And I think this right here will be good enough here. This is a warm up here now. The thing that was apparent to me was I challenged those designers, like, hey, dudes, if you guys are going to draw a character, you can have characters evoke sensuality, and to be sexy without being completely misogynist and kind of, without you don't have to do the same thing. Now, quick this qualifier. I got all kinds of issues, so I'm not one who can sit here and claim that I have some righteous moral authority. I just found it boring and lazy is more what I thought about. It's not. I'm not going to sit here and try to imply that I gave those directions because I had some agenda, which I did have an agenda. But uh, what I realized was that even though I did that, I realized that it was more important for me to try to bring change about in the video game design industry. Of course, it didn't work because here we are, 15, 20 years later, and it's more wackadoodle. If I have to see another big breasted, bikini clad sorceress with a cape, it'll be too soon. But there we go. Anyway, hey, let me give her another earring there. All right, now we're gonna duplicate this image here, and I'm going to soften her edges. Wow, that's kind of cool there with the darker edges. Anyway, so now we're gonna go here. We're gonna smooth a little bit of this out. We're gonna smooth a little bit of it out, baby. Go here. Let's see, what time is it? I don't want to go too long tonight. I know I've been keeping you guys up late because I've been starting late. Anyway, as I was saying, the part of what I intend to do, if I can make this work, is to broadcast in the AM, right? So say between 9 and 10 a.m. I would start. And then I would go for an hour or two, right? Like a regular streamer. There's streamers. Hello, Naeem. Hello, Ed Prince. Love you guys. These streamers, these gaming streamers, go all day. They have a morning session, an afternoon session, and an evening session. They go all day. And what occurred to me as I was, researching, okay, how do we have a viable company? How do we build brand in this day and age? Well, we do build brand by showing what it is we do. Most people, including myself, build brand, particularly artists, by creating completely separate content on the web. Some don't, many, but they show vlogs, show their what they go through during the course of the day. It's all very charming and beautiful. But I was thinking about, man, with these streamers, they're literally sitting there in real time doing the work. And I thought to myself, maybe that's what I want to do. I'm sure there's some other cartoonists and comic book artists out there. I was actually talking with Jamar Nicholas about that last night. Thank you for staying up with me, brother. I'm sorry I would talk to you on the phone there like that. I know it was late. Anyway, so yeah, there we go. All right, that's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. That's hot. Sort of, maybe. Okay, good. It says chat is disabled for this live stream. Why is that? Let's see here. Can we enable it? Huh. Okay. I don't know why that is. Let's see here. I don't know have any idea how to enable chat for this thing. Let's see. Let's go to live streaming. Maybe we need to turn on chat. What do you think? Maybe? Let's webcam, manage. No, let's cancel that. We don't want to screw, because you start screwing around with stuff there. Let's edit this. Customization, live. Oh, I see chat is disabled. I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is. We are not going to worry about it, though, for now. We are not going to worry about it, baby. Let's go here. Let's see. Let's go to streaming again. Streaming. All right, we're going to edit here. Customization. Yeah, live chat. None of this is available, but that's okay. Like I say, every day we're getting closer to having a full-on thing here, and that's okay. I don't mind that. Let's see what else we got here. All right, thank you for the acknowledgement, Jim Fielder, my dear twin brother, and brother Mark Florestan. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ronaldo Anderson, for your thingy, for your response, for your acknowledgement. We are all right. So this gets to it. Why would I do this? Why would I do this? I would do this because, hear me, as the world becomes more virtual, providing service for companies is going to become rarer and rarer because you don't need 60 people to operate it anymore or carry out a task. You need 6 people. I don't want to say 1 because I'm trying to get something out of it, but you don't need 60 people anymore. You need 1. I was an interview with Pete Docter, the head of Pixar, the other day that I was looking at, and he was talking with the interviewer there, and he was talking about how animators produce 4 seconds of animation per week. 4 seconds. I did when I was trying to do Maddie's Rocket as an animation before I brought it back to comics. I ended up doing 20 really terribly moving animation over the course. It took me like 6 months or longer to do. Well, it was really about a year. It was bad, limited animation. It was bad. It was really bad. But the still images within it looked good. The designs were good. And what it is that the technology, despite how much I tried, simply it wasn't ready for prime time. It was, yeah, you could do it with a team of people, but one person, unless I forget the guy who did the thing with the tiger, he was living out of a trailer in Alaska. I forget his name. Maybe Mark knows. But that guy did it in 3D animation. It was like this martial arts tiger character. It's very cool. And there's the other guy, I forget his name, from Japan, Artifacts. What's his name? Terrence Francis. Brother did the thing. And he could do it. He figured out a way to do it. But that's a unique, the average person like myself, no, you can't do that. However, the tools are out there now to really show people how these things can be done. It is no longer quantum physics. It is no longer quantum physics. It is something that can be done and can be done without a lot of drama. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm going to do one thing, and let's see, it's 10:36, and then we will go back and start. I'm going to show you guys how I utilize reference. Anyway, let's see here. But before I do that, let me just tone this up here. Because, might as well tone it up. Let's see, we're going to go with a little gray here. We're going to go with a little multiply. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. There we go. And again, let me repeat, if there is anyone who has any suggestions on what I could do to make this thing better, that would be great. And also because I think my wife was saying I had ADHD. I cannot debate with that. She's probably correct. I tend to forget things. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I tend to forget things. All right, so we're going to say the light is coming from there. So we're going to, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do here. Pop these strands there. Yeah. Yeah! there. Okay. All right. And see right there. And maybe just tweak that. Tweak, 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 tweak. Sorry about the sound effects. What more do you want from me? I have to do sound effects. So we might have people who are, hello, Sarah Jermaine, Jermaine Lily. How you doing there, young lady? You still upstate in Woodstock doing that thing, or have you come back? I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm nosy. I'm being nosy. Hope you're doing well. Anyway, love your mom and dad. Let's see. We'll go here. All right, now let's put in a little light there. Now, I could keep this simple, and perhaps I will. Let's see. Let's go right there. Yeah. There, little lips. This is not, well, no, I'm going to leave that alone because I don't want to get in trouble. Now, I could just leave this. I could just leave it like this. I could. And that would be fine. And, there's part of me sometimes I think I need to do a book like this. Just, keep it simple. No need to get any other kind of insanity going on. All right, good. All right, we're going to go here on the bottom part. I don't know why I'm doing that. And hey, she doesn't have boob armor. Look at that. All right, got this here. Top. And also, if there are any young kids, I'm sorry I said the word boob. Ask your mama and daddy is what it means. Anyway, let's go here. So I have to talk about my good friend, Brother Mark Florestan, who took mercy upon me decades ago when I met him in a 3ds Max users group. And I said, man, this 3D, man, is killing me, man. And he said to me, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I was like, well, he said, I'm going to let you come over my house. And you would come over, certainly at that time he was living on 42nd Street. And he said, I will teach you how to do 3D. And this crazy dude let me come over to his house, and I would get on his last nerve asking all those dumb questions. But he showed mercy on me, and he actually taught me, because the first piece of people that introduced me to 3D were my good friends Jim Alabiso and Kieran Quinn. The first 3D job or animation job I had at this place called No Bone Studios, a now defunct animation house that was based in Atlanta, Georgia. That's when the comic book industry had crashed or was crashing, and I got out at that time. But Mark, when I was really learning 3D, because when I was at No Bones, 3ds Max was only rumored. It really wasn't out at the time. It was 3ds Max R4, if you could believe that. And Frank DeLeese, I'll never forget, Frank DeLeese was the hot shot at that time. And what can I tell you? It was quite scary. And Mark took mercy on me, and he let me learn. And I basically changed my life. I owe him a great debt because I have since then gotten on his nerves quite profusely over the decades. But hey, in my defense, I think I have been entertaining to him. I think I have been entertaining. He's like, yeah, look at that guy. Woo, look, he wiped out there. Let's hope he at least found some level of entertainment in my numerous initiatives that oftentimes failed spectacularly. Anyway, so let's go here. Yeah, there we go. I'm sorry, I was saying I was going to show you guys how I use reference, but I'm kind of getting into this drawing here. Let's put some highlights on the back there. Nothing like an edge light from the back. I find edge light, or at least dramatic yet natural lighting, can really take even just a basic drawing and really take it to the next level. There we go. Okay, good. And here, bam. All right, now I could smooth that out. I could really smooth it out. Let's see. Let's go here and check on the I think the only thing I can, there's no chat in YouTube right now. But what we're going to do here is we're going to go to Facebook. All right. I don't know what that is. We'll go here. All right, that's Diesel Funk is live now. And then we're going to switch back to Tim Fielder. And I'm going to find out why I'm not able to see chat. I am going to do that. I just give me a second. Give me a second to figure it out. Okay, we're going back here. Ah, there I am. Aha. Let's see here. All right, I am live, that's for sure. Okay, let's go here. All right, now let's blend up here a little bit. We got, oops, wrong thing. Didn't mean to do that. There we go, we're back here. All right. I'm not using Photoshop that much today because I didn't feel like it. Like I say, sometimes when you're doing this type of work, it can really get tedious, which is fine. That's fine. But it gets tedious sometimes, so you kind of like need a kind of a brain break. So that's why I'm doing this drawing here. I'm not having to think about my dad or the mega ever story. Which don't worry, Blake, I'm gonna get it done, man. I'm gonna get it done. And other people, I'm working on the Graphic History Hip Hop Volume 2, which is a bit of a mental boondoggle because it's you're getting deeper into the story of hip hop, which I've learned so much, that I've never pretended to be some kind of hip hop expert. That would be Walter who does that. But I have learned so much about the form, and it is just as crazy as I thought it was. Hey, what do you want me to say? But anyway, so here we go. Now, see, we can soften his cheeks here. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Go here. There we go. All right, I kind of like that. What do y'all think? What do you think? Also, I don't want all of my drawings, my work here to just be comics. Eventually, I intend to have portraiture nights where I just draw people, have people come in and they just let me draw them. Maybe at that time, my twin brother and I, who did our DIESELFUNK show, things that we're still working on and trying to bring it to closure. We'll probably conduct some DIESELFUNK episodes virtually as well. That's one of the things we've been moving on here. We've done hundreds of interviews of that, and eventually we're going to probably have that stuff ready for either TV series or we're going to start just releasing on the web. But we'll play it by ear. Ain't no big thing. It's all good. As George Clooney said in the fantastic Solaris remake, here all is forgiven. There we go. Let's not make that. Let's soften. See, I'm softening that up. I don't want it to appear too hard. But I know I'll be drawing some hard women, boy. Lord have mercy. I sometimes get envious of some of these dudes. I call them, they draw the bullet breast. They're really great at it. And, sometimes I should do the same thing, but I'm not going to do it. That's not how I roll. All right. So that's one of the reasons why I created Maddie's Rocket. I wanted to create a character that, beautiful and, not completely realistic, but more in line with the women that I know who I was raised by, who I'm married to, just regular ladies, regular sisters. And who am I to say that? I'm a dude, so it's just my opinion on what's a regular. Could be anybody. Anyway, so here we go. So you see how these highlights here coming in now. I am always an advocate of blending channels. Blending channels are pretty good. All right, that's kind of hot. What y'all think? Let me move to my clip studio. There we go. What do y'all think? What do you think? Cool? Not cool? What do you think? Interesting, maybe? Somehow? Let's see here. Okay. So, wow, we have quite a few people here. All right. So we're good there. All right. Good. All right. Now let's go back to DIESELFUNK because I think that's where any commentary is. All right. Let's go here. All right. Yes, you were living on 27th Street. I don't know why I locked it to 42nd Street. You were right on the same block. You were good sound to that. It's because I'm projecting my voice, brother Florestan. See, me. Anyway, I'm projecting my voice is what's happening. That's why it sounds better. Anyway, but no, I didn't want to have the same thing. Hey, what do y'all think? Cool? Cool? What do you think? All right. So we got this. That's pretty interesting. I like that. Oops. There we go. There we go. All right. So we got a kind of the punk rock little girl here. Now watch how I do this. I'm now going to go up one layer. And here I'm going to go in with a thicker brush. And here we're going to start adding what I call light bloom. Light bloom can be very harsh. And this is what I tell people when you're drawing. And like I say, it doesn't have to be like photo real drawing. This is Bill Sienkiewicz does this a lot. You don't need your drawings to be slavish duplications of reality. What you're looking for is you need your drawings to exhibit elements of photographic phenomena, right? So light bloom is important because we live in a world that has reflective light. And these things are important. They're very, very important. And if you do it right, you can take the most unrealistic drawing, right? And with that unrealistic drawing, you could apply realistic lighting to that drawing. And what it does is it takes things to a completely different level, right? It adds the illusion of life. And I am one who believes that, in fact, if you take a quote unquote unrealistic drawing and you apply realistic rendering and lighting to that, and I'm not talking about detail now. I'm not talking about detail. I'm talking about realistic photographic phenomena, light bloom, highlights, refraction, reflection, just a hint of it. What it will do is it will take your illustrations to the next level. Now, you know how I know it's true? What I said is true? Because I utterly fail at doing it all the time. Utterly fail. Because, I'm not Alex Ross. I have to thank Alex Ross for signing my books. Those are my, you get something, you go like, oh, wow, So I was really grateful that Alex Ross signed my books. The only book I got to get now is my Kingdom Come collection. I think he did that with Mark Wade. Not sure. Anyway, so there we go. All right, now watch this. I'm going to move this to add glow. See what happened? Let me turn that back. Watch how it goes down again. See how that bloom goes there like that? Pretty awesome. Now watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to duplicate that image again. And I know you can't see the interface, but this time I'm going to apply a slight blur to it. You see what's happening? See what's happening when you apply that light? It's all right. Let's turn this off. Let's turn it off. This is the drawing. That's the drawing, right? But you take it a step up. I add softness. This is what 3D people would call. What do you call it? What do they call it, guys? When they would do ambient occlusion, they would call it. They would call it ambient occlusion. And so what you're doing is applying ambient occlusion to your drawing. Now, here's the thing. Well, this maybe is unfair to say, but back in the day, I was always a hell of an illustrator. But now there's so many tutorials online. There is literally nothing special about what most digital illustrators do, right? It ain't a big deal anymore because anybody can do it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, when YouTube came along, it just made everything commonplace. And that was cool. I didn't have a problem with that, right? Uh, and to that point, why I am doing this podcast is because I realize there is nothing that makes my work any more or less distinctive than the gazillions of other digital illustrators out there. The thing that makes my work unique are my ideas, right? I'm sorry, somebody's fighting outside here. That's what happens in the El Barrio. And so as a result of that, this is where I begin to understand that the way a artist or a company is to survive is through IP, right? IP ownership and internal production in multiple medias. You must no longer pitch a concept. You must be able to deliver a completely finished product. And never has the opportunity uh, been in place to actually pull that off than now, because now it's actually possible to print on demand and things like that. And there are other companies out there that are doing things. Photoshop has completely gotten like super. Let's see here. What is it? Someone sent me sign in the YouTube studio, top right, create, go live. I did that, but I screwed up, man. So we're gonna go without this chat. Hey, every day we're getting better every time. Anyway, watch the light bloom. See what that did? See what that did? Now watch this. I'm gonna create a new layer. Watch what I'm gonna do now. Now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna take a darker tone. This time I'm gonna go in with an airbrush. Watch this. Watch this, guys. Watch. Oops. I want to go to multiply. Turn that darkness down a little bit. See what's happening there? See that? See what's happening? We're able to add more contrast. Right? See that? See what's happening here? Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Now, watch me turn that off and on. Let me zoom into this. Look at this. Watch this. Isn't that crazy? And it's all blending channels. There's no magic to it. And by the way, you can apply this to kooky cartoon drawings. It ain't complex. It ain't complex. And by the way, this same technique can be applied to animation. One of the things, I don't want to sound too tutorially on this right here, because it's not what this channel or this show is about. This show is about having fun and shooting the stuff. I can't use profanity here. And just having fun and doing my thing and hopefully you guys love what I do. And I know I'm not Bob Ross or nothing like that, but I'm hoping to at least provide a little love and a little light and a little fun. So you guys, hey, wow, look at that. Look what he drew, and that's great. And I know my voice isn't like super calming, but maybe it's calming enough. Right, there we go. Bam. Put that there. See that? All right, now watch what I'm going to do here. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Right? See? Just a little bit. Not too much. See? See what happens? Just a little bit, right? And a little bit right there. See, meaning that the rise on her chest. I'm going to take this red here. We're saying light is coming here, 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 all off in here, all of just a little bit, right? There, here, right off in there, just a little bit. So that's all I'm doing, right? It is not quantum physics. And by the way, here's another thing that many people won't tell you, and I get why they won't tell you, because everybody's trying to protect their space. But in fact, you can provide photographic phenomena to your crap drawings, but if you add the phenomena, it takes your crap drawings to the next level, because the human eye, human spirit, allows for room with illustrations. It's the strangest thing how the human, it's like how you see a drawing that suggests an emotion. It's because the mind fills in the blanks. Wow, that's kind of cool there. I don't know I don't know why I put that there. Oh, I know why I put it there. I was trying to show an example, but hey, that's kind of cool. Hey, that's kind of hot there. Wow, look at that. Damn. Yes, sometimes the little mistakes we make are, that's kind of hot there. We're going to call this. I haven't saved this. I know you're like, Tim, save your work, man. Save your work. I know. Wow, that's kind of hot. Look at that. See, you put that red there. Put that red down my hand. Put that red there, buddy. Buddy. So, how and why am I doing this? I'm doing this because the world of analog production, analog promotion is being supplanted by digital or virtual, meaning not just the making of the work, but the promotion and marketing of the work. Publishers don't really know how to do this. Regular publishers don't know how to do this. It is completely up to the artist and the writer to do this, right? And so what you have to do as an artist is do this. It's not like you're creating new content. What you're doing is you are generating completely the attempt at just showing your regular work. You're not trying to remake the wheel. At least that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm sitting here saying all that stuff, as if I know what I'm doing. Clearly I don't, because I keep messing up the audio. But yeah, that's what it is. Watch this. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to spread this out a little bit, right? And there's a scene here, right? There's a scene. And I could do this with a bigger brush, but right now let's just, let's keep it right there. Yeah, that's good. Watch this. I'm going to erase this right here. Watch this. See what happens? That scene comes back. That's kind of hot, right? Yeah. All right. That was unintentional, by the way. But what I find, because what we're looking at now is abstract. It's abstraction. And abstraction with implied photoreal phenomena. Let me go here back to my different screen. We're going to go to the close up. There we go. What happens is implied photographic realism, even if it is not accurate, allows the human brain something to grab onto. Because at the end of the day, this is all manipulation. You're just trying to fool your audience into having an emotional response to your drawing. Just as if you're a filmmaker, you're trying to have someone have an emotional response to your imagery, regardless of how it looks. The quality of the drawing is no longer dependent completely on the quality of the craftsmanship. It is more about the quality of the concept. Got it? Quality of a project is not always, it plays a part, but it's not always the quality of the craftsmanship. It is the quality of the concept. And it has nothing to do with fair. It's physics. Okay, let's go here. There we go. There you go. kind of hot. I didn't expect for that to happen. But look at that. That's normal. I wonder what would happen if we played around with some of the different channels. That's okay. That's multiply. That's interesting. Color burn. Nah, no. What about linear burn? No. What about subtract? Oh, interesting. What about lighten? Oh, that's interesting. What about screen? No. And color dodge? No. Wow. Whoa. Look at color dodge. See, if I go back to normal, that's a solid red. But if I go here to color dodge, interesting. Very, very interesting. How about if we go to glow dodge? Oh, interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's go here to our main flip shooter. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. I kind of like that. That's hot. That's hot, baby. All right, I'm going to do one more thing, and then we're going to go. I know my buddy Tom was telling me, hey, man, stop. You're going to be going too late at night. I know. My brother has sent me directions on how to enable chat, but we're going to give that up for the moment. I ain't getting on with all that. Somebody sent me a note. Now it's from Meta Business, so let's see if this is someone trying to sue us, because there's always someone that says, "Oh, you have a channel that is like our channel or our name," and so you've been threatened, and it's so weird. It's like, you really? Anyway, we're gonna go here. We're gonna switch over to the Tim Fielder comments. I'm gonna try to see if there's any commentary going on there. Okay, we're pretty clean here. That's good. All righty. That was fun. And the good thing is we know our YouTube stream is running. So that's good. Disappointed with Instagram tonight, but hey, whatever. Okay. Now, last thing we're going to do. And then I'm going to call this a night. This was fun. Again, any feedback, do not hesitate to say, Tim, I liked it. Tim, I thought it sucked. Donkey balls. Watch this. See that? That's interesting. All right, I'm going to do one more thing here. Now, this time I'm going to go because, she's going to get upset at me, but that's okay. She's always upset at something. I'm here with them Creole chicks, man. Let me tell you. And they had that skin. The stuff was like this kind of crazed mix of Italian and European, and it's a little African and Indian in there. It's quite fascinating. But there's still this Africanness. About them. It's quite fascinating to see. All right, so here we go. All right, we're going to go here. Now, you might ask, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I'm adding basic skin tones here. Now, I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to see. We're going to make her coat, her kind of puffy thing, Back to the Future puffy thing here. I call it a little purple. And I do this because my wife loves Prince. The purple one. Go here. I don't have to put it on everything, just on enough. All right, there we go. Yeah. All right. Ooh, all right, we got it. Now we need a little yellow. Yellow. Right there. And we're going to put yellow right in the middle patch, because why not? We got that omega thing happening. All right, now that is, we're good there. Now we're going to switch to overlay. Interesting. Look at that. Wow. All right, now we're going to do a little smoothing. Little smoothing. There we go. All right, that's fun. That's a fun one. I'm going to let you guys in on something. You can do this faster in AI. Just saying, much faster, and still retain the ethical elements of your drawing with no discernible drop in quality. Whatever shall we do? Whatever shall we do? Let's see here. Go here. Yes! I hope the audio is picking up tonight. I know Mark was telling me it was. Okay. Now, let's smooth this skin out. See this smooth that skin out? All right, I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to play a little bit around with I'm going to leave the hair what it is, black hair. All right. Now, let's move this down here. All right, see, that's the highlight. I like that highlight. That's good. All right, we got that there. We got our color. What is this? Yeah, that highlight there is good. Our color. Right now, this color is set to an overlay. Let's go to soft light. Oh, that's interesting. All right, let's try to look at this again. Watch what happens here. Oh, no, it's kind of... All right, I'm going to do one more thing here. This time, I'm going to go here. I'm going to do what's called a edge light, a backlight. I'm going to do that with a little charcoal. But this thing, I think what I'm going to take here is a kind of a blue color. And let's see what happens here. Yep, here we go. There we go. There we go, baby. Yowza, yowza, baby baba. Yep. All right, let's put a little bit of underneath there. Look and see underneath that. Let me go here. You'll see what I'm talking about. Now again, look again. I am not, this has got Mel Minton. I don't even know if I've ever met Mel. Mel is such a brilliant artist. I can't do the highlights like he can. He's a master at that stuff. Let's see here. Let's go here. There we go. See? Do that there. Okay. There we go. Let's see here. There. And here. And there. And here. And a little bit there. Yeah, I like that. Let's go right there. Not too much. Not too much. Well, enough. All right. Go right there. Alrighty. Now watch this. Underneath the bosom here. Alrighty. Now I'm going to smooth these guys here out. And it might not be necessary to also always smooth stuff out. Like I say, sometimes it's the artistic strokes that give things their power. I know some artists that excel at that. There's stuff that always looks fast and loose, and it's where the energy for their drawings come from. I would like to do that a little bit more often. It certainly would help me finish my work faster. I know that much. Let's see here. Yeah, I kind of like that. I kind of like that, baby. Baby. All right. There we go. All right. With that, it is 11:10 at night. I want to thank you guys so much for chiming in. We should probably save this. Let's save this as, we're going to call it Red Mama. Aha. And we're going to save that in the DIESELFUNK Dispatch. There's my Clip Studio Paint format. That was fun. Let me sign this here. Should probably sign my work. What do you think? Maybe? Just for kicks? And we're going to get ready to shut this down for the night. Again, as we move into next week, and I keep half finishing what I'm saying, I intend to do an AM session and a PM session. I think because I work all throughout the day, and why not just have a camera on me that shows that work? Here. Oh, should be a little bit lighter there. There we go. There we go, buddy. Buddies, Diesel Funketeers. We'll go here and then we'll move it down there. There we go. Alrighty. So that has been fun to do. That has been an absolute insane drawing. Let's see. That color is disturbing me there. Let's try to see what happens to different channels. Something about that. Oh no, that's horrible. Difference? No. Linear light? No. Brightness? No. Color? Hey, interesting. Looking at that. Wow, that's interesting. I think I might leave it like that. That's kind of hot. But the key is to smooth some of these harsh lights out. How do we do that? I ain't gonna worry about it for that. Anyway, there we go. Let me get ready to close this out. We're going to go to our final rush. Rosalind Chamorro Padilla, hello. How you doing? That's a new notification. Oh, that's for the graphic history company. Karen Hill just sent me a message. I love you, Karen. Let's see where we got here. We got, okay, and 12 comments. I think a lot of this was like directions. So that's where we got. Okay, yeah. The audio is great. Okay. And sorry about the echo. I'm sure there's an echo on there. Okay, so mute this. There we go. Let's go here. Julian Chambliss likes the link I shared. Thank you, Julian. Chambliss, the endowed chair at Michigan State University. He's a good man. He's a good man. He covered me when he didn't have to. Okay. I see my son has just texted me something. Do I have a printer? I don't know. Okay. That's Akeem Shea Brown has reached out to me. I love Akeem Shea. I had a good time fighting through the rain at the latest Schaumburg Black Comic Book Festival, which was kind of fused with the 100th centennial anniversary at the Schaumburg. It was a lot going on that day, but we got through it. Let's see here. That's kind of hot. Maybe it's hot. I don't know. Anyway, with that, a few housekeeping thingies. Let's go here. We're going to go to Safari. There we go. So I am the owner of DIESELFUNK Studios. DIESELFUNK Studios is my company that I founded about 11 years ago. And it was founded under duress because I was forced to create a company to publish my work. I spent a lifetime doing work and then having publishers either pull out or just not want to go all the way with it. And I created DIESELFUNK, and DIESELFUNK changed my life. It really did. And for clarity, Milton Davis coined the phrase DIESELFUNK. I should say that because it's always some confusion that I'm partially responsible for with that. But the work of Milton Davis has been essential to what we experience now in the world of Afrofuturism. There's no question about that. But DIESELFUNK has been great. It's allowed me to create Infinitum, an Afrofuturist tale, Maddie's Rocket. And it's been awesome. Another thing that has happened is this company here, graphic history company, that I founded with brother Dr. Another Endowed Chair at the McAllister College, what they call a mini Ivy, in St. Paul, Minnesota. And he, along with Christina Ungsbrook Lamatina, we founded a graphic history company, which our company was actually given our first project by the Civics for All group with Department of Education. And we have our first project, Graphic History of Hip Hop, which is up for might win, might not, doesn't matter. But that's what we do. And you can see here all of the different services we offer. A lot of people are getting ready for the Dakar, Senegal show, September 12th through the 15th. Future Ways, Afrofuturism 2.0 in the world. It's very exciting. I don't think I'll be attending there, but I'll probably do some virtual programming. I think at that one I'll be a little bit more aggressive about showcasing how I utilize AI in my work. I think it's very important that I show that to the community of Afrofuturists. In fact, I've done that before, and it's worked out pretty good. But the tools have gotten so much more advanced. I think it's probably about time we get an update going. The music, this music that's done for this is done by my second oldest brother, Boston Fielder, and he does. There he is, Herbalt Media, and this dude has produced so much music over the years. He is quite literally the most dynamic musician that I've ever seen, and a huge backlog of music. And just giving him credit. I love him, uh, and he does fantastic work. His band was Mother Wit, and he did things, and really was partly in a kind of interesting way, along with Afropunk, kind of bringing in this kind of new age of Afrocentricity, which I believe Afrofuturism is a present subset of that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm very grateful to be doing what I'm doing. Please, 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 uh, spend time to uh, buy my books. Now, eventually, I'm going to get into live selling. I'm going to sell T-shirts with the Graphic History Company logo, with the DIESELFUNK logo, with pages, posters from the Graphic History Hip Hop, pages and posters from Infinitum and Afrofuturist Tale, and Maddie's Rock. And I'm going to be selling content live with illustrated on live illustrations that I will be able to send out. Please go to DIESELFUNK.com. You'll be able to find links to my books, Infinitum and Afrofuturist Tale, which was published a few years back by HarperCollins, imprint Amistad. That changed the course of my career. Maddie's Rock, which comes through my company, DIESELFUNK Studios, and of course, again, the Graphic History of Hip Hop through our company, the Graphic History Company. It's been a ride tonight. It seems or appears that we did not have as many technical issues this go around. We're learning, brothers and sisters. We are learning. With that, thank you so much. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me today. I think we are getting closer to a robust program where the work is dynamic. And I think we're going to get there. You guys stay out of trouble. I love you. And thank you for everything. And with that, we will end our thing with